many people have you killed? Why?
Welcome back to Ozarks Prepared. This is the right place for you if you want to prepare, survive, and thrive. In today's video, we're going to be talking about forming or joining a MAG, and if you do, the questions you need to ask yourself, your group members, and potential group members. Let's get to it. Debate between being a lone prepper or joining a group. And while there might be some advantages to being a lone prepper when it comes to an OPSEC aspect, surviving this way long term is just not realistic. Forming or joining a MAG or mutual assistance group will increase the overall skill set and will allow more trained people to be on security or to be doing duties that you think is going to be very important in an SHTF situation. You know, there is a lot of knowledge and potential out there that is unmined. Think about it this way. In every house there is one expert or maybe more than one expert on certain things. Why would you not want to take advantage of their knowledge and their skill and their expertise with your group and with your survival? So the most important part of a MAG is you're going to have security in numbers. No matter how much firepower you have, there's only so many weapons you can carry. No matter how much skill or how much knowledge you have, there's only so many tasks you can get done in a day. Now, one of the downsides to a MAG is really setting that expectation level. However, if you don't put expectations on the group, it will never go anywhere. You need to have monthly classes or training or skills or knowledge gets-togethers, and you need to make sure and make it mandatory. If people don't have the time or don't put in the effort to join these mandatory things, you really need to evaluate whether they're right for your group. Having the right group in place greatly increases your survival chances. So before joining or forming a group, there are a few questions that you need to start with asking yourself. And you need to be very honest with yourself when you answer these. The first one is all your family members on board with you forming or joining a MAG? If they are not on board, there's just no way you're going to be the right leader for their MAG or even a good team member. So be sure your family's on board with it. You need to ask yourself, do you work well with others? And do you work well under stress with others? There's not going to be many situations you're going to be in now that is going to be as stressful if it is truly an end of the world situation. So being able to get along with people while it's normal is very important. You need to ask yourself, what do you have to offer the group by ways of skills, knowledge, or preps? Most people aren't going to join a group that you've started or let you in a group if you can't raise that group somehow or at least offer them something that they don't have. You need to ask yourself, will you be a good tribe leader or will you be a good follower? You're not a leader, and not everybody is, but if you're not a leader, you sure don't need to be starting a group. And if you can't get along with people, you don't like authority figures, or you don't like taking orders from other people, you might not need to be in a group either. You need to ask yourself, are you committed to meeting regularly with your MAG members and attending the different functions they have? You need to be willing to engage in the survival training. And if you're not willing to do that, you don't need to waste their time or yours. You need to really ask yourself what you are looking for in a group. Are you wanting them to be your band of brothers for the rest of the time while you're writing things out? Or are you just looking for some fellowship right now? You need to ask yourself if you have any medical issues or disabilities that could deter what you have to offer to the group, or that could limit your participation. Once you've addressed those questions to yourself and you've answered them honestly, now you can move on to the next set of questions. And that is, what are the goals and the rules of this mutual assistance group? For instance, will all immediate family members automatically be accepted if one candidate is accepted? Does this include children or adult children and their spouses? Will all the family members need to be vetted, or will you just be able to go by the vouching of the candidate? You need to ask, what is the overall goals of this group? Where are they going? How will they get there? And is that something that other people will want to join? Ask if this is going to be an open group or a closed group. Can members reach out to other members on their own? Can they approach them? Can they talk about it outside of the group? What does the membership vetting look like? What's that process? Is the MAG ruled by a single person, or is it ruled by a committee? And if it is ruled by a committee, are those positions permanent? And if not, how are new people elected? What's the process in that? Ask if there's going to be a financial commitment by the members. Is it going to be a monthly due, an annual due, or is there going to be so many preps that they bring for the benefit of the MAG? Is there going to be a geographical boundary on the people you let in? Meaning, are you going to keep it real close? Are you going to keep a 30-mile, 50-mile, 100-mile radius? How far are you willing to go with the people you're going to let in your group? Is there going to be a required or preferred skill set? Is there going to be a required education or background when you're looking at these members? Are you going to require a background check, or is there going to be drug testing that's going to be required? Well, having a criminal background or a criminal conviction automatically disqualifies somebody from joining the MAG. Are you going to require a physical examination or a release of medical records? And what type of any medical condition would automatically disqualify somebody? So as you can see, when you're forming a MAG or when you're looking at joining a MAG, there's a lot of questions that need answered that you need to know and the people you're wanting to bring into this group needs to know. Now that you got the questions you're asking yourself and the MAG out of the way, now here are some of the questions you need to ask members who want to join your group. And although I started this video talking about The Walking Dead and Rick's 3 questions, we are not going to start, or I can't imagine you want to ask somebody how many walkers they've killed. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but there are some serious questions you're going to need to ask these people to make sure they're going to be the right fit for your tribe. The first thing you want to do is ask them what they're looking for in a group. Their answer might automatically disqualify them from what your group stands for. You need to ask them, are you willing and are you prepared to locate if something happens? So if they spend all this time joining the group, you're counting on them for some reason, and then something happens and they're not willing to pack up, leave their family, and join you at the pre-planned place that you guys put together, it's going to be a waste of time. So make sure they're willing to do that. You need to ask them what they're not willing to compromise on. Now, there's a lot of decisions that we're going to have to make in a truly dire situation that we might not be comfortable even thinking about now. So we need to know what their core values are, what their characteristics are, and what they're not willing to compromise on. You need to ask them what they have to offer the group by ways of skill, knowledge, or preps. You need to ask them if they have truly considered if they're willing to leave their friends and family. Because chances are, not everybody they know is going to get accepted into your group. In fact, I can guarantee it. So are they really willing to leave them to go join this group? Ask them if there's anything specific that they are prepping for and how it's going in those preps. This alone will kind of let you know what they're thinking and what they're about. You need to ask them how many family and friends they're wanting to bring into this group. Because if they've got 1 year of food set aside for one person and they're wanting to bring 9 or 10 people, that's not very good odds for the group. Ask them how their preparedness is going. Ask them if there's something they do daily. Are they moving forward daily in preps, skills, and knowledge? Or is this something they just talk about and think about every now and then? Ask them how long they think they might be able to survive with their skills and their preps they have right now. You want to know if they have reliable transportation and they have the time and are willing to give up the time to go to your mandatory trainings. Ask them if they have any concerns or disabilities that might hinder them in a certain situation. What is their health like? What is their family members' health like? And finally, you want to ask them, have they previously been in a group? And if so, why did they leave or why were they kicked out? So as you can see, there is a lot of thought that goes into forming or joining a MAG. We're not talking about joining a book club here. We're talking about getting the right tribe around you that's going to help you and your loved ones survive long term if something bad were to happen to society. So put the time and effort in. And I'll tell you this, if you feel like you're not to the place where you can even approach somebody to join in a MAG, do it anyway. Because if nothing else, they're going to let you know why you're not going to be in their MAG and what you could do to prepare yourself or what they are looking for when it comes to team members. And that's going to help you start preparing right now. Whether you are in a group or you're a lone prepper, one thing's for sure. The more knowledge you have, the more skills you have, and the more preps that you have, the better off you're going to be if something happens. If you found value in this video, give us the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. I appreciate your time, and as always, remember, prepare, survive, and thrive.